Find the mean for the scores shown in the frequency distribution table below. Okay, so this table tells us that we have 1, that's the frequency of the score 5. So we have 1 5, we have 2 4s, we have 3 3s, we have 2 2s, and 2 1s. And the answer is either going to be that our total, remember when we find, let's see, the mean, it is the sum of x over n. We don't know if this is a sample or a population, but it doesn't really matter. It's just going to be the total over the number of values that went into the total. That's the same regardless of whether it's a population mean or a sample mean. That's why I say it doesn't really matter in this case. In fact, only the variance formula, the variance and as a result the standard deviation, end up being affected by whether it's a population or a sample. Okay, so this would be the sum of x over little n. So in both cases you put a total over the number of things that made up that total. So it would appear if I added 5 and 4 and get 9, add another 3 and get 12, another 2 and get 14, add another 1, you'll get 15. It does appear like the sum of x might be equals to 15. And so you might be thinking it's either going to be A or B is my answer because I've got the total of 15 on the top there. But of course that would be wrong because remember how I said that we don't just have 1 5 and 1 4 and 1 3 and so on. The frequencies have to be taken into account. So we have 2 4s, we have 3 3s. The way to do that is to look at f, or to work out f times x. This is like figuring out the total, the actual total contributed by each score. So how much does the score 5 actually contribute? Well, there's only 1 5, so it's just going to contribute 5. Whereas with 4, there are 2 4s, so 2 4s makes 8. Another way to work this out is just to think that it's f times x. So 3 times 3, 3 3s makes 9. 2 2s makes 4, 2 1s makes 2. When you total this up, this is what actually gives you the sum of x. It's the true or the actual sum of x because it's considering how many of each score you have. Okay, so let's work this out. 5 and 8 makes 13, another 9 makes 22, another 4 gives me 26, and then finally this 2 added on gives me 28. So it's not going to be A, it's not going to be B, it's either going to be C or D. I have a total of 28 on top. How many scores do I actually have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different values, but again, remember, there are 3 3s and there's 2 4s and so on. So I need to add up my frequencies to get n. And so 1 plus 2, that makes 3, plus another 3 makes 6, plus another 2 and another 2, that's going to give me a total of 10 scores. So the answer here is D, because my total, the sum of x, which was also the sum of f times x, that was equals to 28. And on the bottom, my n is really just the sum of the frequencies, and that came out to be 10. So it's 28 over 10, which gives me 2.8.